When I was watching this with Oz, I was watching these people just flying everywhere, man.
Go.
Double Toasted Live in Brooklyn, New York is selling very well.
Good.
Very well. If I were you, and I'm not, but if I were you, I'd get my tickets now. Because this one might possibly sell out.
Yeah.
We've already kind of hit halfway.
That is the New York way.
Yeah. We've already sold halfway. Mm-hmm. Halfway to selling out. We're about to fill that theater. So, y'all, if I were you, I'd go get those tickets now by going to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted. That's going to be April 1st at the Roulette Intermediate, where we were last time. And it's going to be a night of comedy, some games. I'm going to try to get that after party for you. And if you get that all access package, that all access ticket, then you will be able to get yourself front row seating we've reserved just for you. Get in early, hang out with us. Going to get you a t-shirt that comes with everything, and any other exclusives that we have, you're going to get that too. You can also go over to dtmerch.com and get your tickets. Or you know what? While you're there, just go ahead and get some merch. I was ashamed of myself because I went around running my mouth to people, telling everybody, boy, ain't no Arnold Schwarzenegger fan like me, man. Oh, I love the Arnold, man. I love all his movies. I love this man. My mother doesn't like him because she says his last name sounds too much like the N-word. I think that's why I like him so much, just because I went against my mother, man. You mean to say you call yourself a Schwarzenegger fan and you have not seen Commando? And I said, and before I could finish, Martin slapped the shit out of me, man. You remember that, Martin, when you slapped the shit out of me?
Just like that.
It happened just like that. Martin smacked the shit out of me, and I couldn't do anything because he was right. I had not seen Commando before. And Martin, you sat back and you gloriously explained the plot to me. Oh, you told me the nuances of this film. You told me the deep character of all these people in the movie right here, both of them. And you told me about that thrilling climax that ended with the word bullshit. And I said, you know what? I'm sold. I got to watch this. That was like 15 years ago. This year, it changed. I finally watched it, and I got to do two things here. I got to say, Martin, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I don't know why I missed this movie. I don't know why I never watched this. I don't know what was going on in my life. I don't know why I was so stupid, but thank you for turning my life around with this, man. Also, kiss my ass, man. You're going to make me watch this movie. You're going to guilt me about this. And then when I watch it and I'm ready to share it with you and I'm ready to like sit down and express my joy and have a moment with you, you turn around but look at him, man. He turns around and is like, oh, you like that dumb shit? Man, the hell with you. The hell with you, boy.
You can tell the story however you want. I told you from the beginning, this was a completely dumbass movie.
This is maximum dumbassery right here.
Yeah.
But Martin, the thing is, and this is where you and I disagree. The thing is, it relishes its dumbassness, man. It knows about it. It embraces its dumbassness.
I don't think it does. I think it thinks it's doing something.
It is doing something. It's entertaining us. It's giving us the gift of this movie, man.
It is doing that. It is doing that.
Yes. This would be good to go back and forth through the discussion, because I think there are moments I'm like, this movie knows exactly what it's doing. This movie knows it's crazy.
No. I think it thinks at times it's trying to be fun, but I don't think it realizes what it is. Because I've even read stuff about it with the producer, Joel Silver, who was all over this time period making these kind of movies.
Maybe Joel Silver felt that way, but everybody else, maybe.
I don't think so.
Maybe they just didn't tell old Joel what was happening. In fact, they probably said, "Look at that dumbass over there taking this seriously, man." You know what? Oh.
No, man. Because even Arnold said, yes, I accept. I got on this when I read the script and saw that rather than being a caveman or a robot, I would get to be a real person.
He
get
was.
to act.
He did.
Yes.
He was a real person. He's not a robot. That is true.
Yes. He was not a robot or caveman.
And he did act. Acted a goddamn fool, but he acted.
Well, I give it to him on this. In the beginning, his character is just a regular guy for the most part.
We are talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger action classic. As you heard us say the name over and over again, Commando.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
We know what's going to happen to that man right there. Yeah, people. I mean, listen, this is a Arnold Schwarzenegger early or late 80s action movie, or mid 80s action movie, actually, if you want to get right down to
85.
it. 1985, mid 80s action film, which means, as far as the plot goes, I can tell you that in 2 seconds. what little plot there is right here. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Plot.
Yeah, plot. Martin, like I said, it's not going to take long. I'll say what little there is right there. It's more like a premise. It ain't no plot, really.
You're right. It's more of a premise.
Because it's very simple. And that's what that is the beauty of this film right here. Very simple. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays an ex-commando, an ex-military guy. He's out the game until some bad guys come in and take his daughter, and he goes apeshit on him, man. He goes crazy. He just starts tearing up everything in his path to get his daughter back. The beginning of the movie is before Schwarzenegger even hits the scene, before we're introduced to his character. And I love the name. This is before we had that movie in 99. My man's name is John Matrix. He might not be Schwarzenegger might not be a robot, but he got a robot name. John Matrix on the scene.
You've met people with the last name Matrix before, haven't you?
No, I have not.
No, never.
This movie, it's ahead of its time. I hadn't even heard of The Matrix until I saw The Matrix. I didn't know there was a man named John Matrix out there. But before John Matrix even steps on the scene, this movie is hilarious, man. Before Arnold Schwarzenegger even comes into play, before we even see him, I'm laughing my ass off this movie. The movie's hilarious. And keep in mind, it's not hilarious because they're doing anything funny. It's hilarious because they're murdering people. It's you've been right at the beginning of the movie when they just start taking John Matrix's team out. So the movie opens up with two guys just going around just killing some random people, which we don't know why yet, but we'll find out. My man just looked bored being killed right there. He said, what an inconvenience. Man,
you did that good. Because a lot of actors in here get to do that shimmy. And you did it pretty well.
He sure did. He did y'all know that dance, the bullet shimmy, when you get shot and you just, but most people who do the shimmy, at least they put some expression to it. My man didn't have his morning coffee yet. He was still sleepy. Look at him. He's still tired. He's like, I ain't got the energy to put myself into it.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, a little to the left.
I'm back now.
He turns around.
He's probably thinking, you know what? If I had just got my garbage out on time, I'd still be alive.
And then you got this guy over here who's just a little bit too dedicated to his job.
Wait a minute! You can't drive that car here!
Man, your boy really needed that commission, didn't he?
You know what? He left the keys in that car in the showroom. That's on him.
That is on him. And you know what else is on him? Getting in front of a moving car. That's on him too. I mean, do you really need the job that much? This man's willing to die for these shitty ass used cars over here. Yeah, what the hell you think was gonna happen?
Old Gil needed to make rent.
So we got that out the way. Hilarious already. Now it's time to get to your man, John Matrix, played by the great Arnold Schwarzenegger. And, like every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie out there, they got to start by showing you just how strong he is, showing you all those muscles right there. And they do that here. This was more like a fetish, actually, though. For those who like close-ups of greasy, sweaty muscles and power tools, that's what you got right here. Notice the chainsaw got the close-up first before his muscles did. I thought the chainsaw was going to be another actor in the movie. Hey, boy, they made that chainsaw look sexy. Chainsaw has sweat on it. But also, with these kind of movies, to show you how strong he is, he can't do things the regular way like people do. You cut down a tree, you get something to haul it off. He's like, I don't need that shit. I'll just put it on my shoulder and take the whole damn tree home. Man's carrying, look out there looking like,
what's going on for?
Man, look out there looking like Paul Bunyan, man. The whole tree. They got to let you know that my man has a lot of skills. After all, he's in this movie to kill people. And they got to kind of show you what kind of skills that he's playing with, that he's got the skills of a killer. You know what? I expected them to cut to that little girl and her head just slid off.
Right? Just bury the axe right in the shoulder.
Yeah, turn around and just,
why you slipped up on me?
I told you not to do that.
My reflexes.
Man is he might be strong, he might be a killer, but they also show you that he's not a bad guy. And to show you that, they have to show you that not only is he a loving father, which he is, that he goes to eat ice cream with his little girl, she shoves ice cream in his face. He doesn't kill her for it. Had that been anybody else, they'd be dead if they'd done that. And that image right there, do I need to say what that looks like? It's not enough to show him as a loving father, to be a good person. Like he's so nice that nature loves him, man. He's so nice that the deer in the forest, they run from everybody else, but Schwarzenegger, John Matrix, they just come up to him. Yeah, he's cool. They just come up to him. Oh, look at that. He's even giving little deer kisses, man. Look at that. So nice.
Yeah, he killed her dad earlier.
And not with a shotgun. He broke that damn deer's neck.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Deer probably had it coming though, man. Because he's a good guy, Martin. You know this.
Yeah, they are vermin.
Yeah, but not to him. Not to him. They're not vermin. They're my friends. He loves nature, man. The deer come up to him. He gives them little deer kisses. Martin, he goes fishing, and even the fish get to live. Look, let the fish go. And what I love about it, everything. If you go by these last three scenes, everything is hilarious.
Oh, no. He's like a modern day Snow White.
He's going out there being kind to nature, kissing deer, setting fish free and everything, the whole time while teaching her to kill.
Of course.
Got to be ready. I mean, what's the use in having a killer for a dad if he doesn't teach her to kill? Now,
I gotta say, she's got good form.
She does. She'll take our ass out. But, people also keep in mind that, this is the 80s. So he's not just a good dad, but he's a dad. So he sits up there and tells dad jokes. Yes, dad jokes even existed in the 80s, people. And back in the 80s, they were probably a lot more homophobic than they are right now.
Why not they just call him Girl George? It will cut down all the confusion, I think.
Oh, Dad, that's so old.
And people talking about homophobic, what the hell? I don't even get the joke. Yeah, you wouldn't, all you youngsters out there. That's a reference to Boy George right there. And yes, Boy George was indeed a boy who looked like a girl. Ask your parents about it. They'll tell you all about it. 80s, crazy, huh? Now, This is not today. Somebody like that wouldn't have pronouns. You know, they'd probably have been transgender or some shit. But back then, it was just a dude dressed in makeup. Now, in these kind of movies, you know, they're following sort of the Rambo formula right here. You know, it's always somebody who comes down. Somebody's living their life. Somebody's, you know, they're out the game. It always has to be some colonel or some general who comes down.
He's got his own Colonel Troutman.
He should, man. He sure does.
So involved in his rivalry with Stallone, he had to take stuff from his movies.
He sure did. I mean, and I think your man comes down in a beret and everything. And he's like, and we get into it. I mean, it's very simple. He's like, hey, John, somebody out there killing your man. Got some bad news. I know you being a dad and kissing deer and everything, but we need you back in the game to get to the bottom of this because, hey, it's only going to be a matter of time before you're next.
John, we've got a problem. Someone's killing your men.
And they're bringing him back into the action with that right there. No, we don't need anything else said about it. Don't need any other explanation. Just get back in there and do what you do best, John. Kill these sons of bitches.
We'll stay here with you.
Are they any good?
Hell no. That name's a Jackson and Harris. What the hell you think? Jackson Harris, the moment Jackson Harris ain't there 5 minutes before.
Exactly.
And there goes Jackson and Harris right there, man. The moment Arnold Schwarzenegger asked, are they any good? They got their ass blown away. They open the door and Jackson is dead as hell, man. And even with Jackson being dead, his expression even says, I ain't shit.
He didn't even try.
I don't even think he's dead. I think he's just playing. What I love about this is I love the way the movie goes against expectations here, man. And I'm being serious about that because the movie, they introduce this guy. You saw him in the trailer. They introduced this man right here. And they introduced him like he was going to be one of the main villains. Or he was going to be the main villain. Like he was smooth, has an opening monologue, is sitting up there in the chair with his leg crossed, got his James Bond villain pose going on.
Mellow out, man. We can't talk business with you waving guns in people's faces.
And the way that he was laying down commands, the way that he was telling Schwarzenegger what he's going to do, I said, you know what? We will definitely see this guy again.
My people got some business with you. And if you want your kid back, then you gotta cooperate. Right?
Wrong.
He's like, shit, that didn't go as planned.
Right? He worked all day on that speech.
He's like,
too.
yeah, I worked all day on this monologue, man. Now with that dude out the way, he can go straight to the source, to the guy that took his daughter right there. And he really does take a shortcut to get there. And now you see that I would tell you, even for somebody like Schwarzenegger, who we always think he knows what he's doing, that was one of the dumbest things I've seen right there.
That was the dumbest thing he could have done.
I mean, he had no plan. He just said, I'm just going to push his car down the hill and hope that I rendezvous with the bad guys on the way. And that ends about
all the rocks.
What's that?
Over all those rocks and boulders and hills.
I mean, and trees in the way and everything, man.
Where he could have hit a tree or flipped over at any time.
Exactly. And that ends just about how you expect. You know what? I love that you can hear the car exploding before the car explodes.
Yeah.
It sounds like they had about 10 windows in that car and a bag of explosives, yet the car doesn't explode. Well, it's not then. Eventually, of course, it does. And of course it has to blow up. It's a Schwarzenegger movie. What do you expect?
Right.
I mean, it didn't hit nothing. There was no reason for that.
No reason. It wasn't even on.
Yeah. I mean, if cars went by this rule, every car would explode on the highway. Now, of course, the guy behind it all is, of course, somebody that John Matrix knows, man, because that's the way it happens. You know, it's always some guy that they got some beef with. You know, they got history with. You know, these guys, maybe they were even friends at one time until that guy went bad. And if you've seen this movie, then you know who we're talking about, the great Bennett.
Don't move, motherfucker.
Bennett, I thought you were
Dead? You thought wrong.
Yes, people, Fat Freddie Mercury is his nemesis right here.
Man, they made a whole big deal of faking Bennett's death at the beginning, and it didn't mean anything. Like 10 minutes later, he shows up.
That's why
That's kind of like you're supposed to milk it and have it come later.
They have a whole, they have a whole big scene. You know what the hell with it? I'll show that. Because I was like, you know what? It meant so little that I had to even show it. Because it meant nothing. I was like, why'd y'all even put that in there? They don't explain it?
Not obvious.
Well, maybe people think he's got
Seriously, that antenna is a yard long.
Yeah. Or maybe people think he's got a remote control car or something, man. You know? Maybe they think he's gonna fly a remote control plane or something. I mean, come on, you know. Why is your mind always on explosives and devious shit?
Sorry.
Come on, man. I mean, it obviously is right here, but you know, you ain't got to be judgmental like that. Okay, a couple of things. Even if he had survived this, he would not have been able to jump out that shit in time. He'd be baked.
That shit is like The Dark Knight Rises. I'm sorry. It's like that explosion goes off. How the hell did he get out of that?
Exactly.
We saw him the whole time.
Exactly. And okay, so maybe I missed something. Maybe I didn't, maybe I was just, maybe I was just rushing to get to the action, but they never go and explain the plan on why they killed him. Did I miss something, man? I didn't.
Well, the idea was that, so here was the plan. If they killed off everybody in John Matrix's unit, that would cause his colonel to go out there to talk to him, and then they would follow the colonel to find out where he was.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Which still meant nothing.
No, it didn't.
Do you know what today is, Matrix? Payday.
I thought he was going to try to shoot that boog out his nose right there.
Oh, right. Okay, you caught that too.
Yeah. I mean, you can't miss it.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, okay, maybe because I'm watching it in HD now, I can see it. It is clear.
No, I'm watching this on my laptop, and this is clear as daylight, man. I mean, listen, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a big man. You got big boogers, man. I mean, I know the cameraman saw that. They could have told him, a simple napkin. They could have told him, man, go clean your nose out.
Right. Or have the guy that's down there with him just dig in there and get it out.
Bennett could have worked it into his routine. Hello, John.
You got a booger in your nose, mate.
I still see you have boogers in your nose, John. But yeah, man, these villains and these henchmen, they're not going to be any challenge at all. Because they all look silly as
Tranquilizers. I wanted to use the real thing. Do you remember me, Cardinal?
Man, none of these dudes, you look at them and none of them look like a challenge to Schwarzenegger at all. And then you got these other dudes. You saw them standing around, but I'll give you a close-up of them, man. So you got this one dude right here who looks like a high school kid from the 80s, high school hipster kid from the 80s. You got this other dude right here. He's the silliest one. This dude, he looks like Eddie Murphy in bad prosthetics, man.
He does.
He looks like a side character that should be played in Norbit, that you see in Norbit. He looks like he looks like a deleted scene from Norbit right here, man. Mm-hmm. You got the other main villain, played by Dan Hedaya.
Yeah, the true main villain.
Yeah, Dan Hedaya, with a terrible accent.
Especially the people you've tortured and killed.
Colonel Matrix, you do not understand a country like Valverde.
He's like, man, I thought my accent was bad.
Man, he doesn't have to worry about Arnold Schwarzenegger taking him out because that accent is killing him.
Oh,
I never seen somebody get their ass beat by an accent so badly.
Killing him? That accent's killing me. People, I know some of y'all.
The struggle.
I know. I mean, and he's taking his time not for dramatic effect, but because he knows that shit is bad. He's having problems. He's taking his time because he's struggling, y'all.
It makes me not want to make fun of Al Pacino and Scarface when I hear this.
I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know what, having him here meant, but hey, whatever. It actually adds to the entertainment for me. And and I tell you, man, it's okay to have that ridiculous accent right there, because his motivation is just about as ridiculous as his accent. What's the reason why he wants him kidnapped in this movie? Why do they kidnap this big dangerous dude right here, trying to bring him back into action? What's the mission here? And like I said, man, and the funny thing is, it's not that big of a deal. It's something they don't ever mention really again. So they say, since we're not going to say what this is anymore, I mention this anymore, let's just go ahead and make it as stupid and ridiculous as we can.
You're going to return to Valverde, and you are going to kill the president that you helped to overthrow me.
So they want him to go to some made-up South American country, and that way they can put him back in as a made-up, make-believe dictator with a terrible accent. So what they want is Schwarzenegger, John Matrix, to go and kill and assassinate the current president that they have. Now, you're probably wondering, well, that's going to be wild. I mean, how's he going to do that? Man, what's going to be like when he has to come face to face with the president himself? And don't worry about any of that, because that shit doesn't come into play at all.
Yeah, it doesn't come into play. I mean, I guess, watching it this time, I was like, all right, I never really understood the plan before, but it's like, okay, he was the one who helped overthrow him. So he's saying that the current president will trust John Matrix. He can get in close enough to actually kill him. And somehow that's going to allow Dan Hedaya to resume being the dictator of the country. It's a lot to process, and a whole lot to where you're like, I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, it's a whole other movie they're talking about. A movie that's not going to be played.
Yeah, it is. It's a whole other movie that we're never going to get to.
Now, if I had a complaint about this movie, and I don't have many, but if I had just one complaint about this movie, I would say, this isn't a big deal, but there's really no suspense in this film.
True.
Because like I said, these villains are not a threat to anybody. All right. These villains, these villains get Schwarzenegger might as well be swatting flies, man. These villains are so easy to be taken out. They're taken out not only in the easiest way, but sometimes the silliest ways, man. He breezes through these henchmen like they're appetizers before he gets to the main guy. Your boy Show Enough Jr. back here, he gets it the worst, man.
That was the funniest.
Oh, it is the funniest. This man has no dignity to his death at all. He's pretty much killed just because he sucks. Get it out the way first.
After that, we'll be showing our feature film. Your flight attendants are Susan and Lance, and I'm Bennett.
Man, this must be on Spirit Airline, because
nobody pays attention.
No one caught that. That's an everyday occurrence on Spirit, man. This man's his theme, his fashion sense or whatever. I told you it gets worse, because after Schwarzenegger kills him, he takes his own stupid safari hat. Why this man's wearing a safari hat with a Hawaiian shirt and a pinstripe jacket, I don't know. But he takes a little stupid safari hat after he kills him and puts it over his face like he's taking a nap. There you go. You little dumbass.
that just took the last shred of dignity from him.
He died with none. You're right. No dignity at all. No diggity at all. You know this dude is next.
It'll give everyone a little more time with your daughter.
You're a funny guy, Sully. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
And he's like, oh, shit. You ain't smiling now, are you? Smile went away quick. And, of course, if we've seen the trailer, which I've shown several times, we know that killing him last, that's a lie.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
That dummy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? That hill was not that high, man. It made it sound like they dropped him into the. Yeah,
he could easily survive that. And it's funny. I was reading how they wanted Schwarzenegger to hold him up for real. They were like, "Well, you can bench press 450 pounds. Just go ahead and hold him." He's like, "I'm not doing that."
I can bench press. I can't hold a goddamn dude like that. You know, and it sounded like the hill's not that high. It sounded like they dropped his ass into the abyss or something, man.
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
And we were just talking about this yesterday, man. You could always tell it's a dummy because halfway down the drop, these dummies are like just cheering, "Yay!" Like those arms go up, those YMCA arms. Yeah, you could see that right here.
I lied.
Yay! It gets to a point these dummies are happy to be dropped off a cliff or a building. Yay!
Well, at least they had the good sense to cut away.
They do, yeah. Because sometimes they show when the dummy hits, and they just ragdoll their way down after that. My man, sure enough, Junior deserved to die because of his fashion sense. This dude right here deserves to die just because he's a creep, man. You know, Ray Don Chong is a character in the movie who gets wrapped up running around with Schwarzenegger. We thought maybe it's Schwarzenegger that brings her into it. It's this dude that gets her in here, man. And as I said, you know, just creepy, man.
How about dinner? Yeah. Well, I can go to bed early too.
Because that's supposed to be attractive, sitting up there showing all your teeth, grinning at a chick you don't know who's just trying to use the phone. And maybe you're thinking like, all right, well, give the man a chance. You know, let the man at least drop his opening line. You know, let him throw some game down real quick. See what he can do.
Listen, you're really bugging me.
Is now boarding at gate 26.
Damn, left his ass in the dust right there. Now, you would think that once you get left like that, I mean, you can even see Schwarzenegger looking from a distance. You know, Schwarzenegger looking at from a distance, and he's just kind of like, damn, that's I don't even like that guy.
He was like, I was going to kill you, but that was humiliating.
Yeah, he's like, damn, I don't even like that guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hate that guy. I'm going to kill that guy, but damn, I feel bad for him. Now, you would think looking like that, somebody leaving you behind like that you would get the hint. Not my man here. You know, hey, listen, one thing I can give him is that he's persistent.
You know, I got something I'd really like to give you.
I'm not interested.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
From here, it looks like a nightmare. Would you please leave me alone?
You fucking whore.
Well, that went well.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what I was missing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, my man takes rejection well, don't he? he went from, hey, come on, girl, don't you hoe. He had nothing to lose at that point. You know, one of the funniest things in this movie to me is when he goes to the mall. And first, you know, he works his way up, man. First, he starts with mall cops. You know, just a couple. You know, about 3 or 4. You know, he don't go in too heavy at first. He works, like I say, he takes his time, works his way up.
What are you doing here? I'm waiting for my...
Yeah, waiting on who? Yeah, bitch, I'm the one that called the cops. And look who decided to show up.
Are you looking for me?
That man does not give up. I give it to him, man. He ain't no quitter. All right, the cops are there. They on the Schwarzenegger. They're like, hey, you're not with that chick. So at this point, what does Schwarzenegger have to lose? At this point, hey, you know, let me do what I do best. Let me just start beating the shit out of people. And, did I say people? No, let me start beating the shit out the mall.
He does that move a lot.
Oh, yeah, people. Anybody can beat up mall cops. Arnold Schwarzenegger beats up a mall, the whole mall. This is Schwarzenegger, who's pretty much a Terminator, superhuman. You know,
right?
Yeah, he's.
They don't want to say it because You don't even have it in there, but how he gets off the plane. That was for me.
I have it. I had.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just thought, okay, this is not as bad as I thought until it comes to him getting off the plane. I was like, here we go.
Well, the thing is, to beat Schwarzenegger he might as well be the Terminator here. He's like I said, in this movie he's supposed to be a man. No, he's superhuman. Because again, that's what Schwarzenegger does. If Schwarzenegger wants to get off a plane, you better pull that shit over and land it and let him off. Otherwise, you better make an emergency landing if you still want a plane, because if you don't, he'll tear that shit up. People like the Terminator. If a wall is in his way, he'll just tear it down.
Yeah, those things made out of paper. I never been back there before.
You know what? Don't know, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with him, man, because a lot of people looking at that and they're like, well, okay, what's the end game here? All right, he went back there, tore down a wall. He wants to get off the plane. How's he going to get out? He's like, you know what? Don't worry about that. I'll see my way out. So people looking at this and they're saying, all right, that's cool. I know he just ain't going to jump off the wheel of the plane that he got down there on. So, what's going to happen when the plane goes up in the air? Don't worry about it. So what? And some people still asking questions. They're saying, well, all right, well, what if that water wasn't there? So what? He landed on his feet. Stop asking stupid questions. What the hell you think was going to happen? And my man landed in a puddle. He didn't land in a bottle.
No,
he didn't land in a body of water. My man landed in a puddle, Martin. Oh.
Now you know that in movies, if there's any water whatsoever, you can survive.
He's so strong, he just destroys any object that's in his path. And the moment that the first thing he does when he meets Ray Dawn Chong, he tears her car up because he wants to be able to fit in it. And what's so funny about it, he fits, but when they're driving away, I know you saw this, Martin. When they're driving away,
I saw it.
He looks like a little kid with a huge head. People on the street are looking like, Dad, that girl's son has a big ass head.
Maybe her husband is a dwarf.
Oh, I love you, Commando. Don't worry about our car, though, Mark. She can get another seat, probably on Shopify.
Think so?
Yeah, on Shopify, man. She go over there, she'll probably find. Yes. Shopify, you can find a lot of things because there's a lot of people who sell their wares, their items, their art. They make a business on Shopify. People, let me stop, pay some bills here, and give a kind word to our sponsor of this segment, which is Shopify.com. You can see it right there. If you're part of this Double Toasted community and you've been here a while, I don't have to tell you, we got a lot of talented people in this community. We got people who make plushies. We got people who make prints. We got people who make, they make figurines. Some people make comic books. We got some people who make clothes and all jewelry. I've seen it all in this community. And I always encourage these people, if you haven't done it already, to at least, if you're not making a living, try to make some extra income with that. But Shopify takes you even closer to taking that love of making your craft into a business, a full-fledged business right here. They even let you sell across social media. You can incorporate TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, which is very important these days for any business out there to do. Shopify makes it a lot easier for you to do. And they have all the tools there to get you started, get you on the road to success. They have even things that teach you. They have apps to help teach you new skills to help you sell your business or make your business a success. And if that's not enough, they got 24/7 support, just in case you need to talk to somebody. Some of you are listening to this right now and you're saying, you know what? I got something that I want to sell. I got a lot of things that people would love to buy. I never tried this before. Put me on, Corey. Come on, man. How do I do this? And you're asking me this because you know I got a deal for you. You know I got something special for you. And I do. Now go ahead, get started today. And if you need any incentive to do so, well, of course, it's, for a lot of people, it's always money. And I'm going to save you a lot of money to get started with Shopify. If you go to shopify.com/toasted, then you can sign up for a $1 per month trial period. I chose this ad for a reason to read to you because I do believe that there's a lot of people out there who can actually produce some things that you can sell and make a business with. And this is why I want to put you on with this right here. So I want to thank you out there for all your support. Hopefully I've supported you and got you on the road to selling your stuff and making yourself an entrepreneur. And I also want to thank Shopify.com for sponsoring this portion of the show. Now, we've been talking a lot about Schwarzenegger, John Matrix, his name in the movie. We've been talking a lot about the villains in this film. We've been talking about the objects, the poor objects that have been destroyed for just simply being in Schwarzenegger's way. What about his daughter, though? The girl that was kidnapped. Don't worry about her. She's fine. She ain't going nowhere. I can tell you that.
They go long breaks and then they cut back to her. You go, oh yeah, I forgot that she was the reason we're doing all this.
Should did, man. They should. Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, I forgot, to be honest with you, and every time I watch this movie, I've seen this movie about 4 times already. Every time I watch this movie, I forget he has a daughter. I forget that she's getting, until they cut to her, because she ain't going nowhere. That's the reason why, because Bennett got her locked away in a room, boarded up like he's trying to protect her from a zombie attack. And I'll tell you what's funny. I like that he left her in that room with nothing. Not a bowl of water, not a newspaper to piss on. I mean, nothing in it, just a floor and a boarded up door. After Schwarzenegger has destroyed a car, a plane, a mall, it's time to take on, what else? A whole Latin army that somehow has set up a base over in LA. I mean, they set up almost like a whole little small country over in LA. So, and Martin, you've taken on a lot of Latin military before, so you know this, man. If you're going to take on a whole army, you're going to need military grade weapons, man. So here's something. Now, if you ever find yourself in a situation like Martin and a few other people where you got to take on a whole army, for some reason or another, and you need some weapons, this movie is very helpful, man. They let you know that just go to your local army surplus, and every army surplus under the cash register, they got a button. You just search around. They got a button under there. When you press it, there's a whole secret room with nothing but military grade weapons set up on the wall like it's a coke dealer's lair or something. Just go in there and just shop and help yourself. Hey, take it for free. Come on. He's like, God damn. Every army surplus got a secret room, and if you find the button, they're cool. Just go back there and take whatever you want. As you can see, everything is functioning. Everything works.
Everything has batteries in it. It's all charged up.
Guns
loaded.
And everything. Hey, they listen. They're all about convenience. If you find the button, they know that you got an army to go take on, man. So they want you to be okay. They don't want you to have to worry about anything. So everything works. Everything's greased up. Everything's lubed up. Everything's, as you say, Martin, got fresh batteries in it. And every piece of weaponry comes fully loaded with ammunition. Now, it would help if you know what you're doing when you get it. If you don't, you're going to end up blowing up half the block like she does.
Oh, man, that's detailed.
Yeah, hey, they didn't say they would provide the instruction manual. If you know what the button is, then we figure you know what you're doing. But
ironically, they did provide the instruction manuals for that rocket launcher.
Did they?
Yeah, because he said, "How did you learn to do that?" She said, "I read the instructions." There's even a scene where that you could see the instruction book.
Wait a minute, she read the instructions and she still did this?
Yeah.
She didn't read a goddamn thing. She browsed that real quick.
Well, maybe it's like IKEA instructions where it's all just pictograms.
No, IKEA is much harder than this. Okay, so Martin, this is where I think that I realized, like, all right, you know what? This movie's not taking anything too seriously. This is why I felt like that. Now, I know you feel differently, but this is why I felt. I'm like, this bullshit again. Look, I'm telling you, all right, I told you already. This is stupid, okay? Stop it. But just hear me out. Because
make your case.
I realized this wasn't taking itself too seriously. When I realized that is when they started shamelessly ripping off from Schwarzenegger's movie the year before, The Terminator.
Oh, son, this is in a long string of Schwarzenegger movies where all they did was pull things from The Terminator.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one right here just does it shamelessly and blatantly. So again,
absolutely it does.
This came out, Terminator, 1984. Commando, not even probably a year later, like a few months later, but still it was 1985. So, it wasn't enough to just have, Schwarzenegger in here, at probably one of the biggest times of his career. It's they also had to take lines from one of his biggest movies. And, if I play it for you, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, hold it. I'll be back, Bennett.
And Ben is looking at him. I don't have the shot, but Bennett really was looking at him like, damn, really, man, you couldn't hold yourself. Now, he got to do that line. Don't let anybody else do his lines. Because there's another line in here from the Terminator, but Schwarzenegger does not get to say it first. And if you take that from him, you don't let Schwarzenegger at least say the line first, oh, you will pay dearly for that.
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole.
What the hell you think you are taking my line, man?
I know. He's like, no, this is how you say it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
No, dude, when I saw this in the theater, and I've seen Terminator in the theater like 3 times, back to back. I love that movie. And I saw exactly what was happening. I was like, oh my God. Everybody loves when he said, I'll be back, because of one of the funniest parts of the movie. And now he's trying to make that his catchphrase. And he would repeat that in every movie he was in.
Oh, yeah. No, that line lasted for years, man. But as I said, he can say it. I mean, he might run into the ground, but he can say it. But you better not say it.
Don't you say it.
Don't you say it. He will, I don't think he beat somebody's ass as much as he did Bill Duke for taking his line, man. I mean, there are people who had it coming way worse probably than Bill Duke, but Bill Duke took his line and he's like, you know what? You asshole.
Where is she?
He's like, really? You gonna ask me that now? Shouldn't you have shouldn't you have asked me that, I don't know, maybe before you killed me?
I laughed out loud at that. Where is she?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you now.
Oh,
I might have, but you put a table leg through my chest.
Hell yeah. You know what would have been, man, they missed an opportunity. I mean, it's Schwarzenegger's movies, they couldn't do it, but I would have loved it if he played it out like this.
Where is she?
Got the last word. No, give me my line back. Man, that's Bill Duke, by the way, who, of course, he was in Predator with him. I was surprised he got taken out so early in the movie, man.
Yeah, me too.
Like we said, you might have forgot, but we do have an army to go and fight. We do have a Latin country, a made-up Latin country to go save. So he invades this base. And when he's on the base, now I guess these dudes have had it easy for a while because they just strolling around. They just walking around like they, like they at the mall or something, man. Don't do that when Schwarzenegger around, man. You can't be strolling with your friend when this man's around because he's quick.
Like Batman.
Yeah, y'all got. Hey, and you know what I like about this? I'm like, nah, don't be fumbling with them guns now, man. You should have had that shit ready. Yeah, if you look when Schwarzenegger comes up, then that's when they decide to do their job. Oh shit! Oh shit! He's here. No, don't do that shit. Too late. Yeah, that's your ass. Catching people, but these people they ain't seen no action the whole time they've been on this base because they are not ready for this man.
Come stop.
Boy, that fool was slow as. Huh? Oh shit.
Two things about this, if I may. One is that the editor just gets to have a field day from this point forward.
Oh yeah,
because Schwarzenegger just does this, and next thing these guys already have knives in them. We don't see nothing go into them, and it's nothing but that for the next 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing, because I always got on how like, man, what were these guys gonna do? Arnold Schwarzenegger just taking them out, they can't hit him. But there's a line where Bennett is telling the guy, the dictator, he's like, man, your man ain't shit. You know that, right? And I was like, oh. Well, like, if John comes here, he's just gonna mow through all of them. I just hope you know that.
Well, he was right.
And sure enough.
Yeah, and I don't think it's because
like these guys aren't soldiers. They're gymnasts more than they are soldiers.
And that, you know what, that is one of the funniest things about this movie, the way he's sneaking up on these guys. But it's not because I'm fully convinced. They talk about how much of a badass John Matrix is. I mean, yeah, okay, he knows some shit. All right, that's cool. But in this case right here, I don't think he's a badass as much as these guys just suck, man. These guys are hard.
Dude, you and I could have taken those dudes out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shit, we could have invaded. And put half the effort that John is putting into it, man.
He's getting creative.
Yeah, he just got dressed up because it looked cool. You and I could have just strolled in there and just taken the whole place out dressed like this. And, you know, because when you look at it, I mean, you know, one of the funniest things about this movie is that Schwarzenegger, you know, on purpose, you know, they filmed it to be this way. He is the biggest guy in the movie, physically the biggest guy in the movie. That was done by design. And yet no one can hit his big ass, man. He's the biggest target I've ever seen, and they're just missing him. Let's go! And, you know, and what's funny about it is that they'll miss him, but those skinny guys will catch a bullet like flies on shit, man.
It's almost like they go down just because he shot near them.
Yeah, exactly, man. When I was watching this with Oz, I was watching these people just flying everywhere, man. They doing somersaults, man. Look at this.
It's like
I like the my man put himself into it. Oh Lord. Man, these people now they look like dancers, man. Did you see my dudes over here? They came out coordinated. Did you see that?
Yeah,
they came out like
synchronized.
Synchronized. Like this is a routine they got. This shit's like watching Cirque du Soleil, man. Like, you know, I mean, I know that he's like really good with the shotgun. He's taking a whole army out, getting 2 or 3 people at a time with one bullet. But sometimes he's too precise. Like this dude right here, this guy got a free haircut.
Yeah.
Just a little off the top right there.
Yeah, you got the Clint Howard.
Yeah. I would tell you this again. Yes, I still stick to like they know what they're doing because the movie even said You know, they acknowledge, yeah, these people can't hit shit. They're not going. No one's going to shoot him. So they say, just put him out in the open. Just let him take out the whole army that way. I mean, he gets there and just stands there and takes out the whole army. Notice, Martin, he ain't even putting no effort into trotting and ducking anymore. He's like, why? They ain't hitting shit. Man,
once he took that black makeup, that's plot armor.
Oh, hell yeah. At this point, it's just like mowing the lawn, man. You know, it was no big deal. We've taken out the army. I mean, the army's done.
Yeah, they're over.
Yeah, they're done. Shit. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 guys ran off, but the rest of them, you know, that dumbasses are dead. So that means it's time to get to the, you know, the main guys. First, we got to take out Dan Hedaya and his terrible accent.
I will let you live, but that accent has got to go.
Yeah, you got to get out of here, man. This is a mercy killing right here. But don't underestimate Dan Hedaya, though. He might not look that tough, but he is. He's so tough that it takes 3 different edits to take him out. three edits, y'all. The first one couldn't take him down.
He ran backwards. He didn't just stumble off. He ran backwards.
Did he run? Let me see, man.
Yeah, he runs backwards onto the railing and off of it.
He kind of did a little shuffle off the buffalo right there.
Yeah.
You see that? He did a little 2-step, 2 or 3-step on his way out, man. Like he tap danced out of there.
Right.
So now with Dan Hedaya, the guy who wanted to take out the president, now with him out the way, now it's time. We're at the final climax here, people. It is time to take out the final boss. And we're talking about Bennett, of course. And we know that Bennett is the final boss. We know that Bennett is a badass because Bennett is the only one that actually shoots Schwarzenegger. He's the only one that has a bullet that actually goes into his body.
Ready?
And so you're thinking like, whoa, he can actually hit something? Okay, well, you know, just shoot John and call it a day. I mean, you're doing what the army couldn't do. We're done here.
That's over.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's over right now. Plus, Bennett is just as superhuman, probably more, than John Matrix, man. I mean,
it's crazy.
He's crazy, and you can electrocute Bennett, man, and pump him full of volts that would kill any human being. Not Bennett. Oh yeah, and it's that crazy power too.
I love that the electricity charged him up.
It did. And his ass sounded like a crow.
Did not see that coming. I gotta admit, I thought it was over at that point.
But yeah, it's it's always the main villain always has a weakness, man. Our weaknesses, in Bennett's case right here, Bennett's weaknesses are his undoing right here. One, Bennett has an ego to where he falls for the oldest trick in the book. You know, the old, hey, put the gun down and let's do it the old-fashioned way trick. I mean, just put a bullet in his brain, man. Don't fall for that.
Right.
It's party. I can beat you. I don't need the girl. I don't need the girl. I don't need the gun, John.
Yeah, they all say that. And what happens at the end?
Like, I don't need the gun, John, but I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, no, actually, no. He throws it away. That's the dumb shit right here. Yeah, I don't need the gun. Yeah, they all say they don't need the gun. And what happens? They end up getting their ass whooped. You got a gun pointed right at the man. You can actually hit him. You failed. You do what the army failed to do, man. Just put a bullet in his brain. Call it a day. Go on about your business. Be a winner. But no, ego got to him. Also, he has no focus. Why? Because he's crazy.
I'm gonna kill you now!
Listen, I know he's unstable, but that came out of nowhere.
Everything he does comes out of nowhere.
I'm gonna kill you now!
You think his craziness would throw Schwarzenegger off, man?
Right?
Shit, I expected Schwarzenegger to be like, so just take up the front of that and move. 3, this is a Schwarzenegger movie. So even if Schwarzenegger is losing, even if Schwarzenegger's down, you know Schwarzenegger's gonna pull some powers out of his ass and persevere.
John, I feel good!
Bullshit!
Martin, the power of bullshit.
He should have never said that to him. He could have won.
Or maybe you should have kept your gun. How about that? Told you to keep that gun. And 4, well, no one is a match for a Schwarzenegger pun. Once that pun is out there, that's your ass.
Shoot you between the balls!
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Bennett's like, really?
Because you think, man, if he had the strength to throw a pole across the room through a human body and spine into a metal vat, where was that strength when he was punching him?
Oh, well, Martin, he was holding back. He said, you know what? I can't really kill him yet. I got a good pun, man. I got to use.
Oh, he was thinking of a pun the whole time.
Yeah, he was buying time for a pun, man. And then he said, and then he saw that pipe. He was like, oh, okay, now we got something to work with here. Okay. All right. Now I got his ass.
Shoot you between the balls!
You know what? Here's another thing. I don't know. Maybe if Bennett was actually wearing chainmail instead of yarn, he might have stopped that pipe, man. It's not a 100% guarantee, but just maybe. If he wearing some shit.
Know, man. That pipe had destiny.
Yeah, that is that, y'all. John did such a brilliant job of killing people. You know, the colonel comes back and say, "Hey, John, come on, man. Look at this beautiful work that you did over here. You know, you got to get back in the game."
I'd just like you to start off your unit again, John. All it would take is your coming back.
But of course, John looks at him as any hero would at the end of the movie and says,
No chance.
well, you then.
Well, the funny thing is, John stalls until he looks over and sees that Radon Chong is waiting for him.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, oh, well then, no, never mind. I'm not going to do it.
He's like, man, I got my daughter. I got this biracial chick over here I'm going to have sex with whose car I tore up a little while ago. Yeah, man, I ain't coming back. I'm like, what? Life is good. You know, this was fun. This was cool, but why would I get back into it, man? I'm going to go enjoy myself. And she hugging this girl like they've known each other for years.
Yeah.
She just met this man. This man destroyed her car, almost got her killed, and she can't wait to him and can't wait to be that girl's mama right there. I don't care what you say. Still love it, Martin. Still love it.
You left out my favorite scene, though.
What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is the car chase with Sully and that yellow Porsche that gets banged to shit. And when they flip it back down and drive off, it is brand new. Now, you see how... All right.
Okay, I was about to say, yeah, I still see how messed up it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's pristine. Drove it right off the lot.
Well, Martin, maybe the car healed.
Sure.
Boy, that shit is nice. Look, ain't a mark on it right there. Maven Cree says you can see the launch pads when all those people were bouncing around in the movie. Wow. Trampolines below their feet and shit, yeah. Look at this shit. Look at these trampolines down here. They flip this.
Oh, yeah, you sure can.
Look
Spring
at
loaded.
this shit. They're spring loaded. Exactly. Look at this. It's almost like they stepped on traps and it flipped them over. Look at this. Just big ass rubbery launch pads too. And you know what's funny? If you look at it, those launch pads, they're doing the shimmy, just like these people out there. I wonder how many guys got shot 100 feet over because one of those things malfunctioned. All right, y'all. Thank you, Maven. That was hilarious. I appreciate that.